Good morning. We are in Erie, Pennsylvania, and KERI, where I learned how to fly a Cessna 172. I streamed about 2 or 3 days ago, and I listened to the VOD. Actually, one of the people in chat kind of mentioned to me that the audio was really choppy. Not my microphone, but the actual sim audio was really choppy. So I spent the last 3 days trying to figure out how the heck to fix that, and I think I found a solution. And what I turned out doing was I'm basically mirroring the audio from the my headset and to my desktop speakers, and I have my speakers turned down to my physical speakers turned down to 0, and then I'm feeding that audio into X-Plane Desktop. And it seems to work. The other thing I did is on the X-Plane Desktop, I added a NVIDIA noise reduction filter, and to try to because even when I did that, I had kind of like some static in the that I was hearing in the recordings when I tried to record. So so I added that filter, and that seemed to resolve that issue. So hopefully this thing, my stream sounds a lot better than it did the last time I streamed. And because this is a brand new computer, so all the settings and stuff that I had on the old one, I tried to use them, but this one's different enough. It doesn't, it's not, they weren't transferable. I transferred them, but I've redid them since then, so. Alrighty, so why don't we go ahead and, excuse me, we'll see if we can get this airplane started. So the airplane I'm using is a reality expansion pack. So what that means is that it's pretty close to a real airplane, a real 172. So I have to follow kind of the right procedures to make this to keep it happy. So we'll go next.
OBS sim sound.
Okay, we got some sim sound. Let me check. Oh yeah.
Check. Mod mic in position.
It is.
Check. OBS mod mic sound.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Check. OBS streaming.
Yeah, I'm streaming.
Check. Over toolkit windows.
Yep. I got Pilot's Way TC here. I got my desktop in here. Yep. We're working.
Check. Fly with Lewis sounds script.
That's that guy down there. Yep.
Check. AVI tab plugin.
Oh, that's him.
Check. Rep weight and balance.
So let's go check. Weight and balance should be okay. I put some fuel in while I was waiting. So weight and balance. Since we got 12, yeah. It says when I checked it in the X-Plane, it said I got 3 hours, so we should be good. So we'll say okay.
Check. Rep maintenance log.
So let's make sure I didn't break anything. Maintenance report. That looks good. That looks good. We're good. We're good. We're good. 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 All right.
Check. 2 brakes. Test and set. 3 fuel selector. Both. 4 fuel shut-off valve. On, in. 6 beacon. On. 7 avionics switch. Off. 8 master switch. On. 9 throttle. Open 1/4 inch. 10 mixture. Idle cut off. A auxiliary pump. On. B mixture. Rich until 3 to 5 GPH then cut off. C auxiliary pump. Off. 12 starter. Engage. 1 ignition switch. Start. 2 mixture, at engine start. Rich. 3 engine. RPM 1000 RPM. 4 oil pressure. Check. 5 mixture. Leaned max. 6 flaps. Retract. 7 avionics. On. 8 instruments.
Okay. I'm gonna need to move you just a little bit. That looks like 7:30 to me. We're good.
Set. 1 brakes.
Alrighty. I don't think I need this checklist anymore. So now it's a little bit of a waiting game to let the oil pressure warm up. So let me get my flight plan put in here. There we go. And we're gonna fly to the Meadville, over to Franklin, and then back to Erie. So that is the flight plan. So I click on enter. Yep. So we're gonna go, let's see, at a heading of 192. So south and west just a little bit. And we'll do a touch and go in Meadville. We'll do a touch and go in Franklin. And we'll come back and do a full stop landing in Erie. Put power back a little bit. Should be right around 1,000. Okay, so that's in there. Let's do some testing. What do I have dialed in? Do I have ground? So set COM1 standby 118.100.
COM1 standby set to 118.1.
Okay, so I have in the active, I have ground, and in the standby, I have tower. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway. Ground Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is ground, go ahead.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 24.
Cool. Alrighty, last time I flew out of here, we were on 6. So I'll take the heading book, I'm going to put it on 24. So it kind of gives me like an aiming point. So it also helps when I'm going down the runway to make sure I maintain runway heading. So I should have the taxi light on. Okay. So we're almost in the green, not quite yet. So we'll put a map in here. So I'm going to use a geotip, and I'm going to find a Detroit sectional. So that is a sectional chart. Now I'm going to put some airports in. So KGKJ. Enter. That's me though. KF KL. That's Franklin. KERI. That's Erie. Alrighty. I don't need any maps or anything, so I'm all good. I'll leave this on Meadville, and it's not going to take us too long to get there. So Meadville doesn't have a tower, so but it does have a Unicom. So so once I get out of Erie, I'll put the Unicom in my standby, and and then I'll have that ready to flip when I get closer to Meadville. The elevation in Meadville is 1300, so the pattern will be 2300. All right, let's go back over to the map. I kind of know a little bit of where I'm going. Okay, everything looks kind of good, so we'll yep, we're in the green. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf ready to taxi.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf taxi to runway 24 via taxiways Delta, Alpha, hold short runway 02, and runway 24. Taxi to runway 24 via taxiways Delta, Alpha, hold short runway 02, and runway 24 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay. I redid this airport to make it X-Plane 12 like, and I submitted it to the Scenery Gateway. I had done that earlier with X-Plane 11, and my version was the recommended version that come from 11 to 12. But X-Plane 12 brought a lot of new added resources. For example, I'm gonna stop right here. The jetways over there were static, so I made them the new jetways in 12, they're automatic. So so if you taxi up to it in a proper airplane, not this, and you basically tell it, you know, you want the jetway to come to you, they'll automatically move and come right to the airplane. It's pretty slick, so. And it's all done with facades. So I just drew 4 points on the facades, picked the points, what they were supposed to do, and that was it. It was pretty easy. The other thing I did was
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf cross runway 02.
I just want to make sure
cross
I had
runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
The other thing I did is there was easily 200 cars in the parking lots here at Erie. They're all static. And so another new feature for X-Plane 12 is you make parking lots with facades. So it's the same thing. You basically pick a facade, put 2 points down on either end of the parking lot, on the area of where you're putting cars, and then you basically pick on the one point. You basically pick what kind of lines and cars do you want, and you pick that, and then you're done. I mean, it took me longer to delete the old static stuff than it did to make the new stuff. It was quick. I was pretty happy how that worked. So. Yeah, in version, so I'm on 12.05 beta 2. Beta 1 had an issue with, basically it was an issue with ground handling, where I would have to seriously overcorrect with my rudder pedals. Right now I'm applying very little pressure, very little adjustments to my rudder pedals, and I'm taxiing at a pretty good clip. There's no way on beta 1 that I could have done this, because I had to almost do full deflection on my rudder pedals to kind of try to keep it straight. Then it would overcompensate, and I'd have to counter that. So, but They got that fixed in Peta too, so. So let me pull back power here.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf contact tower on 118.1. Have a great flight. Tower on 118.1 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay, since I have my co-pilot doing this stuff for me, it already switched me, so. Yeah, I gotta hold on a minute. Let me find you. Where are you? There you are. Alright. I'll pull back on the next year a little bit. Let me find you again. Come on. I haven't got with Nico yet, but in X-Plane 12, they have changed the windows, so there's less contrast. And so this little information window, basically it was telling me to was basically telling me to either lean the mixture or speed the RPM up. Okay, so Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready for departure?
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf contact ground on 121.9er for taxi instructions.
Okay.
Ground on 121.9er for taxi. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf winds are calm, altimeter is 3045, cleared for takeoff, runway 24.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 24 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
I believe it does this because I'm not quite up to the port short line, but I don't like to encroach on it if I don't have to. Alrighty, so let me give me some RPM here. Put the mixture in full enrich. Check the trim, trim's good. I've been cleared to take off. And we'll need to go to a heading of 190. And I am making just very subtle rudder pedal changes, so. Okay. Looks like my heading is not lined up. Yeah, that's better. So, let me see where we end up at here. So my trim's off by a little bit. Right now I should climb out about 80, and it looks like I'm climbing out at 70, so. And if I continue far enough here, she's going to say, you're on your own. Pretty soon. If she doesn't, I'm going to turn. Yeah, I'm turning. I'm way out away from the airport. So, I'll be on a heading of 192.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, enjoy your morning. Frequency change approved.
There we go. I got a little bit of a problem. So I'm gonna turn off the avionics. And turn back on. For some reason, another bug I found, let me back this off a bit, is, when I start up, for some reason, it doesn't think that the alternator's on. So I get a low volt warning here. It's clearly on, so. And I don't see it in the amp, so it's kind of weird what's going on. Alrighty, so 190. That's 18. This will be 19. So where are we going? I think I'm going to level off at about 3,000. And we've got 24 miles to go, about 15 minutes. So just working at getting the plane trimmed out here. Nose wants to go up just a little bit. It makes everything so much easier when all I have to do is kind of control the motion left and right, and not have to put any pressure on the yoke. It'll just maintain the altitude that I basically am currently flying. So let me go to airports. Set COM 1 standby 123.000.
COM 1 standby set to 123.0.
Cool. So I use a program called Plane Command that allows my voice to set comm frequencies, altimeters, whole bunch of stuff. And so I could adjust it. I could do it here also, but I find it's certainly easier, you know, to use my voice to do the same thing. Actually turned out to be a pretty nice day today. Wind wasn't too bad. Temperature I think is okay. Yeah, 42, yeah, we're good. This time of the year you have to kind of pay attention. If I know I took off 2 or 3 days ago, and the temperature on the ground was 34. When I got up in the air it was under 30, so it was probably 29, something like that. So at that point you gotta pay attention to clouds and that kind of stuff. Well, it's warming up today. None of those issues are relevant. So there's a 4-lane highway over here. It's kind of shimmering pretty bad, but there's a 4-lane highway that runs south here, and that's 79. So that runs basically from the shores of Lake Erie close south. And Meadville Airport, the 79 is pretty close to it. So you can't, when you're on 79, you can't see the airport. But when you're coming in to land, you can see 79. So, because Meadville Airport, in between 79 and the basically the threshold on the east side, there's a really big hill. So it kind of blocks the view from 79. So it also is a little deceiving when if you're landing that way, as to you always think you're like too close to the hill. You're really not, but because it slopes down towards the runway, but you certainly think that when you're. Remember the first time I landed there in real life, it was just daunting. I mean, it was kind of like it's just an illusion, but it's you still saw it the same way. It's just, I'm too close. I'm too low. When you really weren't. So if I took off on 24, then I probably, let me look. Airports, so we have runways 25 and 7. So more than likely I'll be landing on 27. So I'll be landing on the side where the hill is. So I'll get to experience that. Doing pretty nice today. I'm pretty happy with this. Wow. So for this year, at the beginning of the year, I decided I was going to build me another new VR computer, and my old one was an 11900K, and with a 3090 in it. So that one I built once I could put my hands on a 3090. This one, on the other hand, I could find a 4090, and that's what I wanted to put in it, but I couldn't find the case I wanted, so I had to wait, I don't know, probably 3 weeks, 4 weeks for the case to finally come back in stock. So once the case come in stock, then I started ordering parts, and now this got it built probably, I don't think I've had it for 2 weeks, something like that. So and it has pleasantly surprised me. When I went from a 2080 Ti to my 3090, yeah, the 3090 was faster for sure, but it wasn't, and it had more VRAM for sure, but it wasn't that much faster. This one here is night and day. I can't believe the difference. That an example, like my GPU frame times with my 3090, they would be in the 20s, maybe between 20 and 30, and this one here, I don't think I found I rarely see it above 10. The difference is night and day. So it makes like VR like just so much fun, you know, that basically, so the only thing left that you're kind of fighting a little bit is anti-aliasing, and that's strictly on Laminar research to get that resolved, because like when I look over here, I see this road here shimmer, but if I look further out where I see it go uphill, it's not shimmering at all. you kind of go like, why is it doing that? So, okay, so we are less than 10 miles out. So, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 07.
Zero 07, really? Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say weather.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Golf Kilo Juliet is clear. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are calm, cloud coverage is clear. Current altimeter is 3044. Temperature 12 dew point -7.
Interesting. So I left on 24 there. What did it say the winds were? Did it even say the winds? Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say winds.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf Port Meadville, winds are calm.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so it doesn't matter then. Okay. All right. Well, that makes more sense now. Okay, so if we're gonna land on 7, I'm doing a touch and go. The most important part is actually be able to see the runway, and so I know that that road is going to take me to the airport, and I have a GPS here that's kind of keeping me straight. So 2300 is pattern, so I'll when I get a little bit closer, then I'm going to descend a little bit. But I'm flying at all hand flying right now, so that's the airport over there? Could be. Should be. 5 miles away? Yeah, that's about right. I don't think it's there. That looks greener. That looks like that's a better chance. And I can see where 79 is going to the left a little bit there, so that would make kind of sense. So we'll find out when I get closer. I see something further over. Maps. It's not there. I don't believe. Okay, I'm gonna pull over the power out. So I'm 2 miles away. Not over there, can tell. No, it's right there. What do I want to do? I'm going to go back around. Get set up a little better. Missed it. I completely missed where the airport was. Until I was like way too late. I was way too close. That's okay. I give me some more power. Gonna do a 360 out here, so I can better see that runway. So right now I'm at pattern altitude. So. And I'm just trying to do this so I stay level. So I can actually go over just about to 79. Don't have to quite get all the way over there, but I also have to stay high enough, because if I get too low, it makes the airport much harder to see. So there's 79, the airport's right there. Alrighty. So I'm gonna teardrop out a little bit. And there's the hill that I gotta stay away from. Alrighty. So we'll do a standard rate turn here. Still doing 80 knots, so I'm all good. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 07.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Port Meadville Unicom on 123.0. Please repeat your request.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, doing touch and go, runway 07.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Port Meadville Unicom on 123.0. Please repeat your request.
Okay, so pull back power a bit here. First not to flaps. Trying to stay parallel with the runway here. I think I'm okay. Second not to flap. Okay, looking for the runway. In we go. Feels like I'm a bit high, but I'll resolve that as we get turned here. I'm a little high. Yeah, maybe more than I think. Go back to 1500. You have two white lights and high. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, touch and go, runway 07.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Port Meadville Unicom on 123.0. Please repeat your request.
So we got 2 notches of flaps in. runway is reasonable in length, so doing about 70 knots. We'll pull the power back out. Still too fast. Man, she wanted to float forever. Wow. But I've learned to, just because I think I need to be on the ground, don't force it onto the ground. Just let it run out of airspeed. There was more than enough runway for me to get back up off the ground, so was no reason to force it. So, all right, we got to be on a heading of 142 to get to Franklin. Okay, I'm out past 79, so I'll go ahead and turn on a heading of 142. We're 21 miles away, or 15 minutes. Set COM1 standby, 122.700.
COM1 standby set to 122.7.
Oh, plane command's working like a champ today. So I'm going to kind of, actually I can pull back on the power a bit here. I'm going to extenuate my turn here to try to get back on the magenta line. So the next airport, Franklin, is at 1500, so pattern will be 2500. So I'm trying to fly right at that line, and then I'll make a left-hand turn to get lined up on it. But I'm currently just choosing not to fly with autopilot. So. But I'm doing what an autopilot would do. So the way the autopilots work is that white airplane, excuse me, has to touch that magenta line before it will turn. So right about there, now it would turn. So I'm just going to slowly turn. And try to keep it on the on that magenta line. I'm failing a little bit here, but but I got to be at 142, so. So it's pretty close. If I keep on this heading, I should be okay. So we're 11 miles out. I've got the intercom dialed in, so when I get to about we're 17 miles out, so when I get to about 10 miles from Franklin, then I'll flip the intercom and ask what runway's active. So we're basically still in the northern part of Pennsylvania. We're south of Erie by 25 miles or so, something like that. I'm drifting a little bit to the right here. I'm trying to stay just under 3,000 feet today. The airports are so close together, there's no sense in climbing up to 3,500 or, yeah, it'd be 3,500 going this way, or 4,500 going westbound. There's just no reason to, because you're just going to climb up so you can descend again, so there's just no good reason. If you were going a longer distance, that would be different, but you're not, so. All in all, I'm seemingly behaving today. I won't know for sure until I listen to the VOD, but at least when I did my test recordings, it all sounded pretty good. I was a little concerned with pilot to ATC that I have pilot to ATC set to 100%, and I have X-plane set to 30%. And I was afraid that pilot to ATC was just going to be way too loud, but for some reason it's really soft, and so when I did the recording and did a test, it sounded fine to me. So. But don't know till I get done. And that's the fun part, like streaming in VR is a lot of the things you could very quickly modify, change, whatever on the desktop. It's just not that easy in VR. So I do have my desktop here, so I can look at a lot of things, but it still isn't. It's still just a bit more of a challenge. That's all. But I kind of enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy doing it, so. It's why when I was listening to the VOD from my previous stream, and I was like, that, for me, that's unacceptable. That just, I'm not going to stream again until I can get this figured out, so. Yeah, it took me about 3 days. I had a couple other things, other projects I was working on, but because I tried a whole bunch of things that didn't make any difference at all. Kind of like, really? Wow. And the problem is that there's not a lot of people that do this. There are people that stream VR, but like in a different genre of games. So there's only a few of us that actually stream Flight Sim VR. And because almost all of us that do have different headsets, sometimes the information from that headset's irrelevant to the headset you're using. So know where I think I am. I'm thinking I'm in the Kinju area, but my map isn't really telling me that. Yeah, I'm just not sure. I'm looking up for a couple of features on the along this river that will definitely tell me. But so far I haven't seen them. Okay. So we're 7 miles out. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 21.
Okay. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say weather.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Foxtrot Kilo Lima is clear. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are 170 at 4 knots, cloud coverage is clear. Current altimeter is 3045. Temperature 13 dew point -9er.
Okay. So we're 6 miles from the airport. And there's a lot of trees around here. So you would think the airport would just kind of jump out at you. We'll see. We'll see if that's actually true. Oh, why is it? Yeah, it's 1,500 feet, so. That way over there? Might be. 4.7? Yeah, that'd probably be about believable. I have to figure out how to get my approach set up here. Yeah, looking like a runway to me. How many we got? Got 2 runways, so. Turn this way. Is that the one? It's kind of looking close. We got one that's 5,000 feet and one that's 3,000 feet. Let me see if I'm right. I don't think I am. What's the other one? The other one's 30. Nope, I don't think I'm right. So I'm kind of parallel with this runway. That ain't right. So, let's go this way. Yep, that one's right. So I gotta go, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go around. And when I turn in, then I'll be on the downwind of runway 21. Yeah, and I can clearly see that's a longer runway. That's the one I was looking for. So if I turn around here and get parallel, my heading indicator for 2-1 should be in the bottom. And looks like that's where it's going to end up. So 1500 need to be at 2500 for the pattern. We're right around 3,000 right now. Oh yeah. Oh, don't want to be too tight to the runway. Need a little room to maneuver. That should be good. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 21, touch and go.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Venango Regional Unicom on 122.7. Please repeat your request.
Okay. Looking for the end of that runway. Pull back the power a bit. One notch of flaps. .45 degrees. Second notch of flaps. Don't let it get too slow. Coming up on the turn. Looking good. Roll her out. $1,500. I'm at 2,500. I have lots of altitude to play with. Turn in for final. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, turning final, runway 21, touch and go.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Venango Regional Unicom on 122.7. Please repeat your request.
These are always fun when the ground's sloping away from you, so it's a little, just a little deceiving. So a little bit of a displaced threshold here. Perfect. Wow. That there was awesome. And that same thing, I kind of, you just looked at it and like, nope, nope, just, it will run out of airspeed, and you've got runway to spare, so no reason to rush anything. Okay, we got to go on a heading of 351. So I'm going to do basically a 360. And I want to continue to do a left turn here, so. So I'm far enough from the airport, so I'm going to do a left turn. And I'll go wide of the airport before I turn to my heading. So we got 45 miles to go to get back to Erie. Okay, so I can go this way a bit. I want to go a little bit wider than where I did from my pattern. And basically pull the power back. 22 will be good. So we'll be parallel to that runway, but we'll be wide of it by a bit. So if anybody else is like in the pattern, we will be a non-factor. I'm just doing this just a gradual turn here. I just want to get out past the airport. So going back to Erie, I don't need a map or anything like that for the airport. I've been to Erie lots of times, so. So I'm pretty happy at pilot to ATC. It's been behaving quite well. That's nice. Every once in a while it'll give me grief. I don't know why, but it just does. So I'm staying on a parallel course with that runway until I'm probably out over this water, and then I'll I'll go ahead and turn north. So, okay. So same way, just a gradual turn here. Yeah, so we're kind of in the area where oil was first discovered. Oil was discovered in Titusville, and so that's where Drake's Well is. And this whole area, during that time when oil was found, there was just oil wells everywhere here. So need to be on the heading of 351. Whoops. A little too. I was trying to go a little too far to the west. So you have like in these areas you've got like refineries and all that stuff. You know, they're kind of not as big as they were in the heyday, but they're still in this area. So because when you would like go along these roads and stuff, you would see the oil wells. So they would have like kind of like, I guess it would be called, dragline probably isn't the right term, but it was like so you'd have like a central power station, and then you'd have these rods coming out of this power station that would snake all through the mountain, basically running the derricks that were pumping the oil out. So you would see it all over down in this area. Especially like when I was growing up, we would be in this area like probably camping, that kind of stuff, you know. So you'd be near the woods and stuff, you know. So. Which get just a little bit higher than what I wanted to be, so. So I'm just pushing the nose down a little bit, trimming the mat, so. I'll find the balance point pretty quick here. Won't take long. Because you can look at the vertical speed indicator or the altimeter. You can kind of tell like how fast that's moving, you know, like how close you are. So kind of may go down and then kind of come back up. So that's what it did. It went, the elevation went down, and then you could see the nose come up. So when the nose comes up, that's gonna try to climb again. So we're just putting in really small altitude or trim changes. So. It looks like it's diving, but it should settle itself out here. There it goes. You have to learn not to overcorrect. Sometimes it looks way worse than what it really is. It just does a little bit of porpoising until it kind of finds balance. Because it's a pitch prop, whenever the airspeed gets up too much, then it'll affect your RPM. So you're kind of doing that dance. I didn't think I made that big a change. Come on. That seemed a little excessive for what I did. But oh, that's what happened. So I just adjusted the RPM on the engine just a little bit, and but because the airspeed changed, it changed 200 RPM without me touching the throttle. That's why when you have the autopilot on, autopilot doesn't have we don't have auto throttle in this, but it'll change the pitch of the airplane, trim the airplane to match whatever throttle position you got in. So. Yeah, good. So I'll get back home. Should be home before 1 o'clock. You know, that was kind of my goal. Got to do a run to the store. Yeah, too far to see Lake Erie right now. You can probably see Lake Erie from about, at this elevation, probably 22 miles or so, something like that. And what you'll see is just a little blue in the horizon. That's what you'll see. You won't see much. But if you're going in the right direction, if you're heading north, sooner or later you're going to run into Lake Erie. So I look down and I see like these green patches, and my gut feeling's telling me that's a golf course, but for some reason Sim Haven, so I'm using Sim Haven and Global Forest version 2, but for some reason Sim Haven isn't showing like the sand traps, the fairways, or the greens. It shows kind of that texture, and but on the default scenery, the default X-Plane scenery, you'll see the golf courses, and you'll see the sand traps, you'll see the greens, the fairways, you know. So I've been told that the solution is to use Othro for XP. The problem is that I live by the shores of Lake Erie, and currently Ortho for XP doesn't play well with shorelines or 3D water in X-Plane 12. so I'm kind of stuck. So I can't see golf courses that I'm pretty sure that's what they are. But Sim Haven brings so much more to the table than that, you know, that it's kind of like, okay, well, I'll just have to live through that until Laminar finally releases the information so that Ortho for XP can be used, and it won't have those issues with 3D water and with shorelines. So I'm kind of stuck right now. So. And it takes too much time to build a tile to just try it. If this goes too much longer, I may just do that, and then I can just disable it or enable it. So I know how to do that. So I may end up doing that. COM 1 standby 118.100.
COM 1 standby set to 118.1.
So I put the tower in my standby frequency. When I get a little bit closer, within 10 miles, I'll put the ground frequency in the standby. I'll flip the tower frequency and then put the ground in the standby. That way I'll have them all ready when I get to KERI. Let's give it a little bit more juice. Yeah, can just barely see Lake Erie. You have to have flown this quite a few times before you can kind of recognize what you're seeing. Because it's right above the horizon. There's a blue band. It's hard to see it, especially in VR. And, but that's Lake Erie. We're in the part of Pennsylvania that juts up to Lake Erie. So there's a band we have about a 30-mile shoreline of Lake Erie. And when you look at a map of Pennsylvania, it's a part that juts up, you know, from, you can almost see there's a straight line of Pennsylvania, comes all the way across, New York's above it, comes all the way across, and then it shoots right straight north along the shoreline, and then over on the other side, on the west side, that's where Ohio is, and it goes straight down, and that part continues down on west side of Pennsylvania. As you get closer, you can see it more and more. You can see the blue increasing. So we're 18.8 miles away. And you can see that. So. And that's what it looks like in real life. So. So the big lake over there on the left, that's Edinburgh Lake. That's where Edinburgh College is. So that also tells me I'm kind of going in the, basically in the right direction. Because in this area here, basically to the east of that lake, in this area here, that's where we used to do, when I was doing pilot training. This is where we would practice like steep turns, stalls, those kind of maneuvers. We would practice. This was kind of the designated practice area. So we would fly from here, fly down to follow 79 down to Edinburgh, and head east. And the whole time we would be in contact with the tower. So the tower would be aware of where we were, what we were doing, and they would. It was our job to look out for other aircraft, but also they helped too. You know, if there was an aircraft that was kind of close to that area, they would alert you. You know, to be on the lookout for another aircraft. So. Rarely was it another aircraft doing what we were doing, but it would be maybe a commercial flight coming up through, you know, because commercial flights, they kind of follow 79 up to go into Erie. So some of them come kind of in the same way I'm coming, you know, but if they're coming from Pittsburgh to Erie, yeah, they're gonna follow 79 up. So. So I can see the lake, but I can't quite see the peninsula. The peninsula kind of juts out into the lake, kind of makes a bay, and but I can't quite see it. It's a little too hazy. It's a little too far away to actually see it. But where the peninsula like leaves land, it's real narrow there. And that land actually kind of points to where the airport is. Com 1 standby, 121.900.
Com 1 standby set to 121.9.
So 11.3 miles away. Says 7 minutes. Yeah, cool. Timing is pretty good, about where I was hoping. So until we cross Interstate 90, you need to stay 3,000 feet or greater. Around a little bit to the east of where 79 comes up here, there's some really tall TV towers. And to make sure you're above them, it's important to stay 3,000, 3,500 feet until you cross 90, because they're south of 90. So. Okay, less than 10 miles. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say weather.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Echo Romeo India is clear. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are light and variable, cloud coverage is clear. Current altimeter is 3045. Temperature 12 dew point -1.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 24.
Okay. So, runway 24. So now I got 9 miles from the airport. Let's see if I can find it. There's the peninsula. So the airport's got to be pretty much in front of me. So if I'm doing got to do a downwind on 2-4. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request landing, runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 24, pattern altitude is 1,700 feet. Call downwind.
Okay.
Enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 24, pattern altitude 1,700 feet, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay, that's pointing to the runway. I'm going to go out this way a little bit and stay at this altitude. Looking for Interstate 90. So this here is 79, and over there is Interstate 90. So you can see the clover leaves for 79 to 90. So I'm pretty good shape here. I wanna be a little bit further west. And I'll yeah, it's a little hard to see today. Kind of interesting. I know where it should be. So roll out here a little bit, and I'll do a teardrop in. And by the time I spin around, it should be in front of me. It's almost like the surface of the runways is like blending into the terrain. It's kind of weird. But okay. So go ahead and do a 180 here. Yep, that's 90. Oh, there it is. Yeah, for some reason it was just blending in. Even now it doesn't really stand out. That's kind of interesting. Trying to get my airspeed to drop a little bit here.
Attention all aircraft. KERI International Top Ridge Field, altimeter 3044.
Okay, I'm back here. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is tower, go ahead.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Don't get it. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Alright. Aviate. Worked good all day. No, I get ready to go in the area. No, can't be bothered. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24. frustrating. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf turning final. There's just nothing coming out of it. It's ridiculous. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf turning final. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, day weather. So just absolutely nothing. I'm kind of like, really? Across the whole short line. There we go. Parking brake on. Taxi lights on. What do you think? Not bad for VR. I'm pretty happy. I am very happy. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clear of the active runway 24. So, why are you not talking to me?
Runway 06. Departing runway 06. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Zulu.
No. But my computer is an i9 13900K with a 4090. The 4090 is, they're not cheap, but I paid the same for my 4090 as I did my 3090 2 years ago. But the difference between when I went from a 2080 Ti to a 3090, I've seen an improvement, but a little bit. When I went from a 3090 to a 4090, the improvement is dramatic. So with my 3090, like right now, my GPU frame time is like about 7 or 8 milliseconds. On my 3090, it's between 20 and 30. It's amazing the difference. So Let's see. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clear of active runway 24. So, still ain't gonna talk to me, that's fine. We'll see if ground will talk to me. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready to taxi to General Aviation Parking.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf taxi to General Aviation Parking via taxiways Alpha, Delta, hold short runway 02. Taxi to General Aviation Parking via taxiways Alpha, Delta, hold short runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So the only real mod that I'm running is, and it's in the description of the stream. There's a command line that I'm using that basically is because I'm running a Steam VR headset, and this seemingly only works for HP Reverb G2s and for Steam VR headsets. There's a command line that I have in my shortcut that basically, if I understand what Sid has said, is it feeds DirectX 11 to the VR composter, and that makes a big difference, at least for this headset. And it sounds like it makes a big difference for HP Reverb G2 headset. So yeah. So since I built this computer, and it's less than 2 weeks old, I noticed just a marked improvement in the GPU frame time. It's just remarkable. I would never ever see green bars on the GPU ever on a 3090, but it's a common thing now. So there are still issues with VR, no doubt about it. Aliasing needs work. So, let me stop. So I'll show. Not max, no, not max. So this is basically where I'm setting at. So I run this on the middle. Because I'm running SimHaven, I want to see it. So I run that up. Rendering distance, I'm kind of seeing some of that fill in. I may be able to run that on high. Don't know quite yet. I just turned shadows off. It's just a FPS killer that I just don't run it. So it's aircraft only. Clouds, I want to see the clouds, so I run that on maximum. So textures on high. This here I run to the bottom. I don't find a benefit. This is off, and a little bit of this FXAA and 16. So that's kind of where I'm at. So and to me, other than some aliasing going on, it looks pretty good. So that's kind of what's important. How good does it look? So, but they still need to do work on aliasing. It's not. It needs work. But as far as, like, this is like just smooth. I mean, like, so we're back in Erie, Pennsylvania, KERI. That's my home airport. I basically worked on I redid this airport. I just redid it and just submitted it yesterday to the
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf Cross Runway 02. Cross Runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
That's what's crazy about Pilot to ATC. Like, the tower just kind of just says, I have no idea who you are. And but as soon as I switch to ground, it's fine. I don't get what's going on. So Kind of weird. Kind of weird. So that jetway there, actually all three of them. Basically, before I reworked this for 12, they were all static jetways. So now they're automatic. So they move. So if you bring a plane up to it and you tell it on the little dialogue box, you say, bring the jetway to me, those will move and go right to the aircraft, which is pretty slick. And it wasn't a whole lot of work. It was like you had to pick the facade. You basically picked 1, 2, 3. You picked 4 points. Pick 4 points. Fill in the at where the points are. You fill in the right information, and it's done. It works. So that's pretty slick that we can do that. The same way as stop here. The parking lots. The parking lots were, there was easily 200 or maybe 250 static cars. Those are all facades now. There's only, I think there's only 3 or 4 static cars. There were 250 here. So I got rid of all of them, and I made it using facades, and that's like new for X-Plane 12. And it took way longer to delete the static cars and the static lines than it did to remake what I deleted. It was pretty interesting how that worked. Okay. Trying to stay away from this guy so you don't take my wing off. All right. Perfect. Alrighty. Let's get the avionics off. Kill the engine. So, I'm pretty happy with how everything worked. Other than Pilot JTC was like great the whole time until I get to Erie, and then she doesn't want to give me permission. I told her I wanted to land, and she said okay. But then when I actually get to the downwind and say I'm on the downwind, just basically got ignored until I got to the ground. And she didn't complain when I landed, so when I get to the ground, nothing. So I just decided to disconnect and connect. Didn't seem to make any difference. And then I switched over to ground. Ground gave me permission to taxi over here, so I'm at a loss. But alrighty. If you enjoy this content, please click on the follow button, and so that when I go live, you'll get notified. And I don't have like a regular schedule. I have a few too many things going on in my life right now to have that kind of schedule. But normally, I try to stream at 11 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. If I'm going to stream, I'll be streaming at that time. Rarely will it be different than that. So I just find it's a nice time for me. And but for anybody that stopped by, anybody that watches the stream in the past, in the future, appreciate the follows. And I'm not looking for follow numbers. Not my purpose. My purpose is to try to, in my small way, kind of pass the knowledge I have, not only flying an airplane, because I have 108 hours in a Cessna 172. I'm a former student pilot, and so I have that knowledge, and I also have over the years figured out how to stream VR in flight sims in VR. Not the easiest thing to do, but I get better at it as I try it. The new computer made it really difficult. It took me 3 days to get the audio right. It was just not right. So hopefully when I listen to this VOD, the audio is where I wanted it to be. The what was going on about 3 days ago is the sound, like when I was running the engine would, it was almost like the engine was cutting out. It would just cut out and then back, cut out and then back. It was just bizarre. And but I think I figured it out. So I'm gonna call it a day, and I got an errand to run, and yeah, I am really happy with this. This is really nice. So this will work, and still more to go on X-Plane 12, but it's looking better by every release they do. So I'm happy. Bye bye.